When I make this statement, I'm making this statement from my own perspective. And this is in regards to awakening. And chiefly this awakening, the way I understand it, is learning how not to be your own worst enemy. And all of those who have not arrived to this level of awakening will be considered by the universe, by the mind, by the all is mind, by the universe, by God, if that does not trigger you, as an abortion of nature. Perhaps that will trigger you. But the unawakened will gradually be eradicated from this planet to allow those positive thought energies, those positive egregores, disincarnate thought energies in the antimatter world to reincarnate because they deserve to advance. The negative disincarnate energies, the lower astral, will be eradicated, has been eradicated actually. You're kind of seeing those humans around you perhaps that were used to thriving on the lower astral when in fact they were just nothing but shells for the energies of the lower astral. They were controlled. They were portals, if you will, for these lower astral energies to control these humans. And you're seeing a lot of people struggle. Now, those who have awakened to the fact that the life of every individual is an unstable mixture of pairs of opposites. That's what I meant when I'm talking about being your own worst enemy. I was my own worst enemy for the longest time. And when I went through my awakening in 2021, my life changed dramatically. I'm talking about, well, perhaps another time I can talk about that. But however, there's been various permutations of awakening since then. And I've found myself given another opportunity with another energy situation. And I can say that I have evolved. I have learned how to recognize my own patterns and allow a higher energy to take the place of those thoughts. Because peace is a choice, and it's a decision to no longer wage war within yourself. Even while the world around you spins in dysfunction, chaos, and perhaps not, but depending on what you tune into, what you allow your filter to accept, then perhaps you have various degrees, various permutations, infinitesimal gradations of chaos or not, depending on what you focus on. Because peace is a choice, a decision to no longer wage war within yourself. Even one breath of peace, dear viewer, one pause before reacting to a situation, one refusal to enter the chaos opens the gate to divine frequency. And that stillness you feel, that quiet knowing, is not weakness. It's not avoidance, it's alignment. You don't need to wait until you are ready. You only need to be willing. You must have the intention, because peace is not a reward for the awakened. It is the pathway that awakens you. The more that you can abide within peace, the more that you will be given the opportunities to awaken and awaken more fully. And when you choose it, not someday, but now, in the moment, in the eternal perfect now, you remember who you've always been beneath the noise. Dear viewer, move slowly. Speak gently. Protect your field like a sacred fire. Do less, Feel more, say no, and mean it. Create your boundaries. These are fifth dimensional energetic frequency boundaries. Let stillness become your shield. Move when prompted from your inner spark, and let peace be the proof that you are already in divine alignment. You don't need to fight for your frequency, not any third dimensional tomfoolery. You only need to return to it, to your natural state of existence. Because today, right now, in this moment, isn't about doing more. It's about recalling that you are already enough. That abundance is your birthright when you simply choose to be still and listen. When you simply choose to be still. And dear viewer, know that you are God. That the energies available to yourself, for your body, from the material world, are yours by birthright. This is the abundance that Christ spoke of. And the key to understanding money is the recognition that all the money in the world belongs to the Christ as supreme commander of the forces of light. And all this money in the world, all that individuals, all the money that groups, all the money that Donald J. Trump and all this money that they have, all that they're doing with their money, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, is holding it or investing it for the Christ until it can be wisely spent in his great work. God is everything. God is in everything. And when this is realized as a fact, as a gnosis, and not an ideal, then all the resources, time and money that the personality has accumulated are freely given to the soul. You have no worry for tomorrow. You have no concern for these types of lowest material permutations of this money aspect. But the true money, your true money, is your energy. And that is to be protected wisely. Because this great work of protecting your energy, of moving within your energy, some call it theurgy. It's more than some magic hocus pocus where you're trying to do more of the same of the third dimensional antics. This is the work of God. Because the word theurgy derives from the Greek theos, God, and ergon, work, literally meaning God work. And a great spiritual army rides with those who do God's will. Believe that. And dear viewer, believe also that our brains are biological transceivers. They transmit and receive signals. And this earthly matrix is invested in transmitting a certain signal, a certain quality of signal. So discernment is yours for today. Be still and know that you are God, dear viewer. Namaste, namaskaram.